foods that put you at risk if you're over 50 years old. I also want to extend this to things that you could be drinking. As we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to certain things. The older you get, the healthier you should eat. Let's start with number 1, water. I want to show you something. I just tested my water. I want to show you what I found. There is one chemical called perfluorooctanoic acid. That's a forever chemical widely used to make products more resistant to water and grease. This chemical has been used in non-stick cookware, cosmetics, and cleaning products. The level of this chemical in my water supply exceeds the acceptable level by 98,650%. Literally, I'm poisoning myself by drinking the water. What is my concern about that chemical? Cancer, liver problems, kidney problems? When my grandkids come to the house, exposing them to this water. In the water system, you have forever chemicals that just don't break down for 1,000 years. You have plastics. Most of the plastic in your body is accumulated in your brain, which can affect your cognitive function and keep your brain inflamed. The solution to that is to find a good filter. You want to get a filter that filters out forever chemicals. As you age, your liver has less ability to detoxify things. Your kidneys can't get rid of things like you used to when you're 18 years old. The next thing I want to talk about is anything that you eat that depletes you of zinc. Zinc is really important to have enough of when you get older. Zinc supports testosterone, which tanks as you get older in men and women. Testosterone is not just about libido. It's about your muscle mass, your thymus, which is above the heart that controls your immune system. Zinc is involved in making hydrochloric acid, and when we get older, our hydrochloric acid decreases. So we can't kill off microbes, we can't digest protein, and we can't absorb nutrients. The question is, what foods are depleting zinc? Any of the refined carbohydrates, starches, maltodextrin, modified food starch, even wheat flour, all of that depletes you of zinc. Of course, refined carbohydrates also deplete you of vitamin B1, which will create a whole set of other problems, especially related to a blood sugar issue. If your blood sugars stay high as in diabetes, or you're pre-diabetic, or you just eat a lot of carbs, there are 4 different tissues that are going to age a lot faster than they should. That's because of a deficiency of B1, but it's also because of something else. When sugar gets stuck to protein in your body and makes sticky protein, and then it builds up in the body and it creates all sorts of problems, especially to the lens of the eye as cataracts. It really ages your skin, so you get wrinkles and then you lose the elasticity. This is why as people get older, they can't sprint like they used to. They don't have that bounce in their step. Some other foods that you want to avoid: barbecued anything where they're adding this sugar sauce to meat and then they cook it. Deadly. Think about how many restaurants add sugar to meat, or even sugar to fat, deep-fried donut, or a deep-fried French fry. This is going to really age you. It also affects the cognitive function as well as the mood. And then the last one is the heart, and also affects the elasticity, so the arteries get hardened. I just want to mention one additional mineral: silica. If you want strong bones, strong hair, really strong elastic skin, silica is something you don't want to become deficient in. So what foods are high in silica? Bamboo shoots are really high. Horsetail, spring water, or just a silica supplement. Another food, if you want to call it that ages you is seed oils. Seed oils tend to get stored in your membranes in all the cells. They start to replace your membranes in your brain, in your nervous system, and it takes like 1.5 years to get it out once you stop eating these seed oils. But you don't want these industrial, refined, rancid fats being stored in your membranes. They create inflammation of your brain. It's in all the deep-fried foods. It's in a lot of the junk foods. But do not cook with it. Use butter, tallow, lard, or olive oil, and consume a lot of fish oil to replace that lower quality fat in your brain and your nervous system. The next food I'm going to tell you to avoid is the refined soy products, especially the soy protein isolates. It's in a lot of protein bars. It's very refined, but it's not that clean because we don't know this for sure. But there's reports that there's residue of hexane, because in order to make that, you have to use a solvent, and you don't want to be consuming such a refined, unnatural protein. When I was in practice, a lot of people were doing ideal protein. I noticed when they lost weight, they also looked really old and unhealthy and dried out. Their hair was bad and brittle and breaking. Their skin looked older. They had a lot of gallbladder, liver problems. I really think it was that soy protein isolate. One day I was at Whole Foods. and I was looking in their deli part, and it looked like they had some chicken wings. So I ordered some, and I'm like, wow, these are really good, but they're all the same shape. And then I'm like, wait a second, these aren't chicken wings. So I called the store, and I had been eating soy wings. I took a nap probably for 3 hours. I woke up, my eyes were bloodshot like I felt sick. I don't recommend consuming refined soy. Another thing that you want to avoid is anything low-fat, because one really important nutrient, especially as we age, is vitamin K2, and that's in the fatty cheese. It's in goose liver, and when you go low-fat, you're depriving yourself of this really key nutrient that can make your bones really solid by taking the calcium out of the arteries and keeping your joints free of calcium so you don't have arthritis. If you have those problems with calcium in the artery, and you also have calcium in the joints, and you have a lot of stiffness, you maybe want to take a vitamin K2 supplement, and I would find a company that sells it in high. Another really important nutrient that you want to make sure you get enough of when you get older is something to really support the deep sleep, because as we age, we lose the sleep. The absolute best nutrient for that is magnesium. Yes, you can get true magnesium from salad and things like that, but that might not be enough. You might need to take a supplement. I recommend magnesium glycinate. You want to try to get it in a powder because it's easier to consume, especially like an hour before bed. But if you took a scoop of that before bed, boy, you sleep through the whole night. It relaxes you. And of course, the things that block magnesium are all the refined foods, the junk foods. Also, it's very important not to necessarily just focus on restricting your salt as you age, but instead having more quality salt like Himalayan sea salt, and then increase your potassium because you need salt and sodium as you age to build your hydrochloric acid. It's much better to increase potassium so you can handle that little bit of salt, and you'll feel much better because the RDAs for potassium are 4,700 milligrams, and most people don't even get close to that. I wanted to give you a list of things to focus on, to put your attention on as you age, so you can extend your age. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.